the full experience of life, that is what we're all searching for. And then of course the question arises, what would this full experience consist of? Because after all, isn't the life you lead in fact always the full experience? You cannot live half a life, even though you may tell yourself so. But this life is the one you have and you're not going anywhere. Well, I think that full experience that we're searching for is in fact a state whereby we feel all our senses are engaged. It is a state of hyper-awareness. You are completely aware that everything around you is alive. You are completely aware of your own being alive. You are aware that there is this energy flowing around you and it's flowing through you, and you are that energy, and the energy that emanates from you is flowing around, and you feel you are one with your surroundings. That is the kind of fullness that I believe we're all searching for. And of course, the next question is, if we are all looking for that, how come it eludes us somehow? Isn't there a technique we can use? Is there something we can take, eat or drink? Is there a short route so that we may step into this full experience, and then once we're done, step out of it and be less engaged? Well, indeed it is so that sometimes it feels as though you're doing something and you know you are completely concentrated, or in fact you do not know that you are completely concentrated, because you are completely concentrated on that one thing. And then at some point you lose your concentration and you feel you've touched upon the fullness of life. And this makes you happy. This sense of having felt something that is you being connected to the entirety of your surroundings. That sense of connection, of concentration, that sense of awareness, that in fact is the full experience of life. So I repeat, how do we get to have that for a full experience? I believe that because so many people have been searching for that for so long, there are various ways proposed to get there. What I propose is conscious touch. And by conscious touch I mean not just a precious touch, a careful touch. I mean to bring that concentration to everything you touch upon, and to have that hyper-awareness of yourself being touched. You don't just touch with attention. In fact, you touch upon the consciousness that surrounds you. That is what I would describe as conscious touch. And this conscious touch will bring you the fullness of life. Now, if I say we're all searching for the fullness of life, but it seems so hard to find, but here's one way to go about it. that implies that this way I propose cannot be so very simple. If it was simple, everyone was doing it, but they're not. And I believe that is because we have become scared of touch. Somehow in the society we live in, touch has been replaced by, well, I don't know, by a zillion things, by impressions. It has been replaced by watching things. It has been replaced by looking at things that look good, or even by looking good oneself. But that is not what I'm talking about. What I would want is to have that sense that you stretch out your hand into the world quite like this. And as you stretch out your hand, you feel that there is something there. I feel the light. I feel the wind. I feel a sense of warmth or a sense of coldness. I feel that out there in the world is something that is completely alive, and I can connect to it. How do I do that? I'm not going to be talking about that in this video, but I realize that there is a way to do it. It comes with attention. It comes with maybe closing your eyes and being aware that the things that come at you from the outside world, the lights, the sounds, in fact, the chairs and the tables, the things that are standing there, that take up space not just in the room where you are, but also inside of your head. That space that is being taken up needs to be freed again. And that means that we ourselves have to be freed. And no one can do that for us. We have to free ourselves. When I say we have to free ourselves, you may wonder, what is that self? What is the thing that we are going to set free? Now, there are many philosophical or religious people who will tell you that the self does not exist. There is no such thing. We may have a personality. We feel we are more or less consistent whole. But that is not because we have a self. It is because our body is a conscious machine that has a sense of self, a sense of consistency. And it needs to have that, because if it wouldn't, well, what would we be? But I believe there is a self, because you can feel it. You can feel inside of you that there is something there that engages with the world. So you have to concentrate on it. You have to concentrate on yourself without becoming egotistical. You have to concentrate on this thing that is completely you, while at the same time you stand apart from it. And then of course the question arises, because all these things bring many questions with them. How can you look at you? How can you stand apart from you? Now, I believe that is this miracle that I'm talking about when I talk about the full experience. The full experience of being alive comes when you stand apart from this amorphous being that is yourself, and you feel that you are apart, and then you reconnect with that self. You, in a sense that is beyond words, the you that stands aside and the you that is the self, these two come together and they merge, and as they merge they are connected to the life force, and they are completely aware that they are connected. That is what conscious touch means.